Good morning. I don't know how long we're going to play Dune today, but we're going to do it for a little bit here. Looks like nobody's actually using my Ornithopter, which is kind of weird. I have it shared amongst the guild. I don't actually know what they need for more stuff. However, good morning, Armir. I think I want to do this thing. Looks like it's along the north wall somewhere. Over here? Sort of a rocket-shaped thing with a hammer next to it. Let's figure it out. I mean, there's not a lot of places that can be. It's got to be over here somewhere. Maybe it's like literally up here. Hmm. Bro, what's the state of this right now? Holy crap! Why is it so damaged? I like effed up the wings. Hello. Why? Jesus. This thing is so loud. Now, I want to head, well, ideally over there, but I don't think I can actually get there. Otherwise, I think it's going to be down here somewhere. I feel like the map is kind of a lie. It's gotta be here. Alright. The hell? Game's being all laggy, I guess. You know what? I'm not gonna be up here. Might as well have some fun. Let's just go land over here. Can't leave the vehicle? Why? I'm stuck in this thing forever. What the actual F? This game is full-blown retarded.
I see someone.
Sure. I guess it's laggy this morning. Oh my god, what the hell? God. What is this game? What a piece of garbage. I wonder if the play should have been while I was in that state to store the vehicle and then just drop. I'll have to keep that in mind for the future. See what we can find for research here. Mm-hmm. Man, energetic. Whatever. Let's go over here for the moment. Vacuum up some more blood. Where is the thing that allows me to get in there? It's not here. Hmm. 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 Could go up from the outside, maybe? The enemy was found. Lie. Why would I identify myself? They don't even talk to me anyway. Hmm. I imagine the ID is gonna be up here somewhere.
Shield engaged. Shields up.
Rest in peace. Alright, maxed out my blood stores. Okay, kind of got what I wanted from here, but we might look around a little bit more. Rest in peace. Alright. Kind of interesting. I would have expected to have the ID by now. Usually the intelligence marker is hidden behind a key card, but I guess not here. It's cool though. Maybe I'll head over there. I'm roasting. Sometimes I want to wear a still suit, but most of the time, doesn't really matter. Just gotta make sure I carry around a bunch of jugs. I think I can avoid most of the fight.
Hey sis, guess who? Just wanted to let you know I'm still alive. Listen, I stumbled into this group. The Sandflies, they call themselves. Used to be spice workers, but they took it to their bosses. They gave me food, shelter, water, for free. I felt guilty about it. So eventually, I told them about how I was a slave on the run. These guys embraced me and said, "Welcome home." Can you believe that? Look, I know you're probably mad I ran away and left you behind, but I honestly didn't think I would last a week on the run. But now that I found the Sandflies, I think you should risk it too. My new friends tell me you'd be welcome. Miss you, sis.
Now I'm the bad guy. Killing the sandflies off. I thought the sandflies are slavers. Oh well. So where is the door that wants this key card? You see water? Grab it.
Someone's here. Identify yourself.
Ah. Explosions punch through shields, which is... No, it's bueno. Don't need ammo, because I don't use ammo. It was literally this direction, right? This is where I got the key card, so maybe going up some more doesn't make any sense. Let's go explore the other side, maybe. Say no to drugs. But seriously, where is this key card used? Down here, maybe? Yes. So much intelligence. Wait, that's a thruster. Okay. Got what I came here for. Why is it not possible to place it? I feel like this would be the perfect place. In fact, it's probably literally for that purpose. Somebody built a base here? That's kind of cool. Well, yeet. See what we can find. Were those? No, wasn't what I thought it was. This one is, though. I'll take that. Might be on the other side. Yep, there it is. Into the hole we go. The Red Maw. The Weeping Chasm. We must go into the depths. Mm-hmm. We're leveling up a little bit around here. Okay.
Shields up.
I don't even know if the EMF generators make any sense to carry around, but whatever. Spice food is pretty common. Now, where is crack snorting station? Ah, there it is. You want to get high? I definitely do.
Why were we created? Ibn Qirtaiba.
To think.
The weight of a kindly God is Our God gave us the Hulasikali Wala, the wind that eats flesh, and the words of the Kitab al-Ibar. Carry shelter always against the coming of Kralizek. Bila Kaifa. We were exiled from Nilotic Al-Urobra for our unwillingness to fight. For our willingness to forgive.
Too
For our
friendly.
willingness to forget.
Never forgive, never forget. The Fremen just aren't very friendly.
And the judges said, mine enemies are like green blades eaten down, that did stand in the path of the tempest. Hast thou not seen what our Lord did? The weight of a kindly God is a fearful thing. Why did God create us? We are the action and knowledge of Ibn Qutayba. The typhoon's struggle comes. Why were we created? To survive Kralizek, the war at the end of the universe. Yahya Shuhada. Remember Nilotic al-Urobra. Bila Kaifa.
Okay. I guess we're becoming the next Fremen. Misa Tel Real, I believe, is to the southwest. So, yeah, okay. So somewhere here? Hmm. Maybe. This flat plane thing. So it's here, somewhere around here. Alright, let's get out of here.
Identify yourself.
No, you. if I'm going to go across the entire map, I may as well stop by at... Well, I should probably do these intelligence things, but... Yeah, okay. Let's do it. Definitely do want to drop off this blood. And I should check out the... fuel cells. I'm gonna grab all the ray things as well. Because I don't really like coming back here. It is super far away. I guess it's less annoying now that I've got the Ornithopter, though. What's the point of sabotaging this? Some security mechanism, maybe? ID band will be useful. Oh, well, that was straightforward. I feel like somebody else was here. What's the easiest way to get out of here? Probably in literally the opposite direction I went. All right, that one's good. Just hit up that one while we're at it. Take the crystals too. Same reason. I'm pretty sure they're only here. Makes them kind of annoying. Can't consume spice. Well, I don't intend to. Pretty spiced out of my mind right now. Perfect. 500 meters away. It's not very far, actually. Barracks is where I'm gonna do things. No, that is the exact opposite actually of where I should be. Kind of interesting. Little dispenser towers. Yeah, people are messing this place up. Oh boy. It helps if I put my stuff on. Never. I go for a walk almost every day, so whatever tan I'm gonna get is gonna be whatever I get from that. Ah, this game. Oh, you're still kicking. Not anymore, I guess. Interesting. You can get the ray things here. Alright, let's get out of this popsicle stand. Oh. How did I miss that one of all things? Whatever. I can head back. Let's try not to get sunstroke. Anybody else want some? We good? Okay. There's someone here. Yeah.
I've got you covered.
What the hell? Game's losing its mind. Complex machinery, and no, I don't want the carbon ore. I want the other stuff. Carbon ore can go to heck. Okay. This game has so many little awkward bugs.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
I don't see any weather thing. What the hell? But we will stay down here for a minute. I don't really want to fly my Ornithopter out in a sandstorm. I guess, well, that's a thing. I can go do that one.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
What? Yeah. I was just about to say, I'm in a friggin' canyon. Why is the sandstorm a thing? Sandstorms are more of an inconvenience than anything. Like, they're not really changing my life. I guess that's the intent. They're just supposed to be annoying. Not really changing how you play. I'm gonna collect the crystals while I'm here. Not gonna be able to collect a lot of them, but it's better than zero. Whoop, there are guys here. Ugh. Annoying. It's my volume at 5. Okay, we're not gonna mine any more crystals. I want to save it for the ray stuff, but 100-ish crystals actually goes pretty far. At least compared to other things. Have I actually gone too far? Is there no intelligence thing down here? The northern bunker, yeah, okay. This has nothing to do with anything. I guess it'll be up a floor. Gonna be this, probably. Hi, unscheduled visit.
Weapon empty.
Okay, lots of murder. Good for experience. What the? Okay, game. Go. Now I can peacefully find this. Okay, should be simple enough to get on out of here. I'm out. I'm leaving. All right, let's head back to base. Oh, don't have any fuel. Isn't really that big of a deal. Oh. I'm sailing away. Man, booking it. All right, how is the vehicle doing anyway? Not super busted up, just a little busted up. And this is gonna be what I want to make one of these. And then the rest of it I gotta make sure that all these things are actually going. Oh, looks like the power circuit isn't so intense anymore. It's got a good chunk of fuel. What about the other ones? They're kind of in the back here. That one's good. That one's extra good. That one's fine. That one's less fine. Let's just fill that up. And that one could also use more, but I don't have any, I don't think. Nope. Okay. Gotta get my welding wire back out. Why is this a thing? Do I really need melange? I don't think so. Yeah, this can go away too. The complex machinery is useful. No, it'll be useful to somebody. Maybe not me. How's everything I'm wearing doing? Mostly okay? Good. Let's grab this. Get the cobalt paste rolling. Or cobalt. And then... Interesting, we actually don't have any ore, really. We do have a good chunk of water, which is... kind of a curious scenario for us. We're normally really struggling. Could probably make some much bigger blood bags. But I'm not going to worry about it too much. Okay. Let's go. And I think I'm gonna go through these and then we'll head over to the cave there. Okay, fueled up, ready to rock. Trying to save myself a little gas. Bruh. Okay. Why is it moving? It's one dude assaulting a tower. Ah! This place has seen better days. Fucking snipers are super annoying. Oh boy, speaking of annoying. All right. Have a nice day. Vacuum up some blood. As much as water isn't really a giant issue right now, it will become an issue. It always does. Mm-hmm. Delicious. Back up. Thank you. Da, 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 da. Mm-hmm. 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 Interesting. It's a gat. I guess I should collect the fuel cells. They're actually super easy to get a ton of. You just take the buggy out and laser a couple things. It's pretty much done at that point. Man, they did not have a lot of water. Okay. On to the next one, I guess. It's not possible to place my vehicle. Why? Yeah, like 4 times that amount if you do the buggy. But the buggy can't be packaged up, so gonna happen as frequently. The Ornithopter doesn't really take damage. You can be pretty rough about its landings.
Someone here. Identify yourself.
We've got incoming. Enemy sight. Found them.
This place is chaos. Like, living the dream. Okay, let's go off to the next one. Whoop. How about we don't? Under me? Oop. All right. Titan's respite. Okay. Where's the door, yo?
Reveal yourself.
How dare you taxing?
I need backup. Shields up.
Oh, getting Bene Gesserided. Do I need still suit tubing? It can't hurt.
There's someone here. Shields on.
Get good. I need to get good with longsword and Monster Hunter Wilds. My parry timing in this game is pretty good, but it's mostly because it's like an instant reaction. Whereas in Wilds, it's got this delay that messes with my brain. Yoink. Think there's any value in this? Yeah. All right, I think we're gonna head off to the actual cave now. Like a leaf on the breeze. I imagine this is where I need to be. I thought this stop ability would be a lot better, but it's definitely not. Is trauma recovery even relevant? I don't think it is, to be honest. A damage boost is not worth it. Tablet's poison might be okay. It'd be nice if I had something for flame. I like the gravity mine to some degree, but if it was a grenade, I'd be 100% on it every single time. I kind of want to get stunner, but I don't know. Maybe I should try out this gravity field. This might actually be what I want. This grenade. Ah, yeah. Crowd control. Wait, am I just supposed to climb this? Can't be right. Maybe it is. I don't know. I'm pushing the right arrow key and it's pushing me that direction. Hmm. Okay, the game doesn't actually let you climb any higher here. So they're really explicitly telling you it's not that direction. Hello, sunshine. How's your Saturday morning going? Getting some cartoons in. Is it up there, maybe? Oh boy. This can't be it. Maybe it's a little farther down the wall. It's definitely around here, though. Hello, Abid. I left you a gift in your Discord channel. I don't know, I figure the most natural thing to talk about is pooping. So you could call it fiber, maybe. More fiber. Oh yeah, you need it approved because of such a naughty boy. Man, Twitch is so inconsistent about that stuff. Like there's literally a million emotes involving butts. Like giant bulbous hypersexualized butts, but then that thing somehow threw them off. So confusing. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's Twitch's biggest complaint right now. It's just how inconsistent they are with the enforcement of their own rules. Where the F is this cave? Yeah, she was literally talking about killing people, like... I don't get it at all. Man, this is extra annoying. I know it's here. It's just a question of where. I wonder if it's like next to this itch. Or maybe I've got it completely wrong. I don't know. If I look at this, it's this square thing, circle thing, this long thing. Kind of looks like a dong. So I guess strictly speaking, it might not be there. Maybe I'm actually at the wrong spot. Yeah, it's supposed to be here. Damn it! Alright. Alright, I'm just burning fuel. Do a barrel roll. Vulture mode. I just wanna fly. Put your arms around me, baby. Probably it. Ow. Oh, somebody, left their bike out here and just forgot about it. Okay. Hmm. Oh.
We are the people of Misr. We have known flight and death. The young go on that our people shall not die. Where did our flight begin?
I think it was melodic.
We grew soft, Wali. So God brought us the weight of kindliness to prepare for the typhoon. Name the planet where we lost our way.
I think it was Luce Secondus.
You have failed the proving, young Wali. Return to your siege.
Whoops.
We are the people. You have failed the proof. We grew soft, Wali. You have failed.
Really? I don't even remember that other planet being there.
We are the people of Misr. We have known. We grew soft, Wali. On our wanderings, we came to a planet devoid of gods, where war was constant and violence. We remember the slave cribs where we were held, weeded out. The thread of the past was carried by word until we found the poison drug. One of the cursed planets was a blessing for our Sayadina. You have failed.
Oh my gosh.
We grew soft, Wali. So God brought us on our wanderings. We remember the thread of the past. You have failed.
Oh wait. Crap.
We are the people of. We grew soft on our wanderings. We remember the thread of the past was carried by so many planets across so many centuries. Our people broke apart, split, reformed. Some planets we barely remember at all. You have failed the.
Tits. My god.
We are the people. We grew soft, Wali. On our wandering, we remember the slave. The thread of the past. So many planets across so many. You have failed the.
My god.
We grew soft on our one. We remember the thread of the. So many planets. A long journey, young Wali. But we are almost home. Just one last place of suffering, where our children were. The time of Mihna has ended, young Wali.
Holy butts. Gosh, my character looks so weird. I have made mistakes. Uh-oh. We're being followed.
The path of the Zensuni Exodus is rare and hidden knowledge. You are no Masquerade cultist. Who are you? What do you seek here?
I just wandered in here. I wasn't expecting to be ambushed.
Great. I spent 3 years in the bowels of the Arakeen archives translating hundreds of Fremen texts before I even found a reference to this place. And you just wandered in?
You're right. It was more of a saunter.
What are you doing here? Really?
I'm looking for the Fremen.
That security door is encoded for Fremen biometrics. How did you bypass it?
I guess they were expecting me.
Perhaps we can help each other.
The door opened for me. You're the trespasser here. Why do I need you again?
I'm a scholar of Fremen social, cultural, and philosophical constructs, both past and present. They fascinate me. And I've studied the layout of this place. It's a death trap. Between the Masquerade trying to blow their way in and the structural damage left by the Sardaukar, the whole thing could come crashing down.
You go first.
Why don't we go together? And you can call me Ari.
Who do you work for, Ari?
I serve no one. Let's say I'm something of a freebooting academic. And like you, my interests lie in discovering the true extent of the Fremen eradication. Or more to the point, discovering if that eradication even occurred.
And where do your freebooter academic senses figure they're at?
South, maybe. Arrakis is a big place. And while we like to think we're at the center of all things, in relative terms, the sphere of Imperial influence is rather small. They could be anywhere beyond the deep desert or the Tanzaruft, as it's known to the Ikhwan Bedouin.
Shaddam says they're dead. Do you say different?
Not entirely. I'm sure the Sardaukar massacred them by the thousands. This siege bears evidence of that. But you're right, if we survive.
Alright, I'll be right back. Okay. Let's continue. Some Indiana Jones stuff here. The Temple of Doom.
Did you encounter the Masquerade on your way here?
Did I ever?
There's some kind of cult. Worm worshippers based out of an abandoned power station far to the west.
Yeah, I murdered a few of them.
It's odd to see them this far east. But if they've found this place, they'll be coming.
Not if I murder them all first.
Down here, water discipline would finally be relaxed. Visitors could shed their dusty still suits and find refreshment. Down here, water discipline would finally be relaxed. Visitors could shed their dusty still suits and find refreshment. Looks like there's no other way forward. I hope you brought your cutter ray.
Did I ever?
We'll probably find that a lot of corridors and subchambers are collapsed and impassable. Some would have been brought down by the Sardaukar to deny survivors. channel them to a kill zone.
Kind of annoying.
The Fremen were known to keep large nests of scorpions in order to harvest their venom for blades. That's a door I don't want to open. Strange to think these corridors once echoed with the hopes and dreams of a lost multitude. Mothers, fathers, and children beyond count. And now, the silence has not had more than 10,000 years.
Oh, my eyeball.
Our first goal on Arrakis is grassland provinces. We will start with these mutated poverty grasses. When we have
Poverty
more
grasses.
locked in grasslands, we'll move on to start upland forests, then a few open bodies of water, small at first, and situated along lines of prevailing winds with wind-trap moisture precipitators spaced in the lines to recapture what the wind steals. We must create a true sirocco, a moist wind, but we will never get away from the necessity for wind traps. This ecological transformation of Arrakis relies upon us controlling 3% of the energy surface. Only 3% to start a self-sustaining system. Learn this lesson well. Our transformation begins in the plantations of the south and proceeds in simple steps. To begin, bind the dunes using grass. Secondly, create deep plantings in the shelter of the downwind face. Finally, introduce burrowing animals to aerate the soil. You will be tested on how well you have learned to recognize the language of the ecological transformation. Remember your lessons, and the door to the future will open.
How's Dune being? It's okay. It's really clunky. Like, it feels like a 5-year-old game.
To begin, bind the dunes using grass. Secondly, create deep plantings in the shelter of the downwind face. Finally, introduce burrowing animals to aerate the soil. You will be tested on how well you have learned to recognize the language of the ecological transformation. Remember your... To begin, bind the dunes using grass. Secondly, create deep plantings in the shelter of the downwind face.
If you liked Conan, you'll like this game.
Animals to aerate the soil.
If you have people to play it with, it's even better.
Learn to recognize the language of the ecological transformation. Remember your lessons, and the door to the future will open.
Like, you've got to enjoy things like Valheim or Conan. If those weren't really your jam, then
To begin, bind the dunes using grass. Secondly, create deep plantings in the shelter of the downwind face. Finally, introduce burrowing animals to aerate the soil. You will be tested on how well you have learned to recognize the language of the ecological transformation. Remember your lessons, and the door to the future will open. To begin, bind the dunes using grass. Secondly, create deep plantings in the shelter of the downwind face. Finally, introduce burrowing animals to aerate the soil. You will be tested on how well you have learned to recognize the language of the ecological transformation.
okay,
Remember your
bind.
lessons, and the door to the future will open.
Bind. Dune. Grass.
To begin, bind the dunes using grass. Secondly, create deep plantings in the shelter of the downwind face. Finally, introduce burrowing animals to aerate the soil. You will be tested on how well you have learned to recognize the language of the ecological transformation.
It's a
Remember your
mountain.
lessons, and the door to the future will open.
I'm still alive there, yeah. Mostly regrets though.
To begin, bind the dunes using grass. Secondly, create deep plantings in the shelter of the downwind face. Finally, introduce burrowing animals to aerate the soil. You will be tested on how well you have learned to recognize the language of the ecological transformation. Remember your lessons, and the door to the future will open.
Deep plantings in the shelter in the downwind face.
Brilliant work.
Oh, so the first one isn't relevant yet.
To begin, bind the dunes using grass. Secondly, create deep plantings in the shelter of the downwind face. Finally, introduce burrowing animals to aerate the soil. You will be tested on how well you have learned to recognize the language of the ecological transformation. Remember your lessons, and the door to the future will open. To begin, bind the dunes using
YouTube
grass.
doesn't push live
Secondly,
streams. What do you mean?
create deep plantings in the shelter of the downwind face. Finally, introduce burrowing animals to aerate the soil. You will be tested on how well you have learned to recognize the language of the ecological transformation.
Small
Remember your
animals.
lessons, and the door to the future will open.
Aerate. Sand.
Congratulations. You share the knowledge of a Fremen pre-adolescent.
Recommendations really of live streams? Yeah. I'm actually surprised how many people show up on YouTube for my fitness stuff.
Good work.
Shorts are still the answer. Like,
This be the way.
shorts are the reason why I got up to 100 subscribers, but I don't have a good way of making shorts efficiently. So I just got tired of it. Like, trying to make one every single day was actually ridiculously time consuming. Yeah, but shorts are the path, right? The problem is that I didn't really see any crossover between shorts and everything else, but I mean, I only ran it for like a month. I also didn't really understand why some shorts would get thousands of views and then some shorts would be shown to like 10 people. Like, it wasn't even an interaction thing. I just don't know what the algorithm was looking for or how it's how it did things.
That's correct. I was hoping it would take them longer to arrive in force. We'd better hurry up and be done with our business here.
I don't know. Doesn't matter. I decided it wasn't really worth my time.
The cultural and political heart of
It was an interesting experiment, though. It could be nice to get up to 1,000 subs so I can monetize it, but then
the community with news from beyond. And up there, upon that great terrace
I don't know where I'd take it from there. The content I make just isn't appropriate for YouTube. Like, it's not what people are looking for. Shorts, people don't care so much because they're only spending like 15 seconds looking at stuff.
and end up at death, so they may return their water to the tribe. That script upon the platform reads, "The water of the tribe shall be..."
But there's really only two types of content on YouTube that thrive. It's like edited documentary style stuff, like reaction content, and then there's shorts. And shorts can be whatever. Shorts basically have to have grabby subtitles, and ideally are like 15 seconds or shorter. I don't even have Premiere installed right now. I still haven't finished my Disco Elysium editing stuff. Nobody's ever bothered watching it, so I've just never finished it. The motivation is just not there. Usually it's about 2 or 3 times the length of the video that it takes to edit. Yeah. It's a struggle. How do I realign the mechanism? Do I just like push it? Just whip on my cutter. Oh, it's this thing. Derp. Okay. Oh, it's one of these, is it? So the outer ring moves independently. The inner ring... Okay. Yeah, no kidding.
Very good.
Ah, why do you do the palm? Yeah, some of my clips that got the most traction, I couldn't understand why. There were some shorts that got shown to literally 0 people. I don't know why either. Like, it's just so difficult to understand. You're at the mercy of a platform, right? That's not transparent. Well, that's okay. I don't expect to make any money or anything of this.
If you are watching this, I am likely dead or captured. I came to Siege Talab in the same condition you find it now. Abandoned and despoiled. I must have triggered some kind of hidden alarm because the Sardaukar were at my heels before long. They found me. I haven't long. So listen well. I was brought to this planet, like you and many others, with one overriding directive. Find the Fremen.
Yep.
But when I finally
Gives you energy.
face to face with my quarry, I did not find the villains as described.
I'll just gotta start streaming topless, right?
The Emperor. Instead, I found a noble people being drawn into a conspiracy not of their making. A conspiracy extending from the very heart of the Imperium to the dark corridors of hell. I have to go. They don't know where I am right now, but I can't risk them finding what I leave for you. I wish there was more time. I have much to tell you, but but your mere presence in this secret chamber indicates that the ones who sent us will not stop until they achieve their aims. I have hidden the details of my journey on a mimetic film locked within the safe on the wall. As with the security door and the death still, our blood is the key. And now, I lead the Sardaukar as far...
Yeah, you gotta grift, right? You gotta polarize, be on one side really aggressively. You can't be neutral. Or you got to be a really good player at something specific, like you've...
Tricky Fremen. I believe more than half the technology in this room violates the
Can be
first
really
11
solid.
barbarian prescriptions. Probably more. Thou shalt not make a machine in the likeness of a human. Who are you really?
What do you mean?
This film is encrypted with a kind of protection I've only encountered in the restricted section at the Nemesine Library on Artesia. I believe that encryption was of Ixian origin.
How do we decode it?
That's not good.
Yeah, he was a pretty good FPS player. It was like Split something and some other nonsense. I only call you scum. Wow. You and a couple other people. Yeah, they're very similar looking for sure. I kind of want to pick up a competitive game, just see if I could, you know, get good enough at it to do something with it, but I don't know. I don't have the desire to just stick to one game all the time. I mean, if I really wanted to shoot for something, it's a little more niche and something I'm good at, I'd just do more software stuff, I guess. But I'd have to come up with projects that are more generically interesting. And I'd actually have to finish them. I put a couple hours into the extension this morning. It's almost there. What game do I have in mind? I think the most natural ones, like... So it really becomes a game of... Do you actually intend to try to make money off of it? In which case, you basically have the major FPSs. You've got Valorant, you've got CS. Maybe Marvel Rivals to a lesser degree. You know, that kind of stuff. And then you've got your MOBAs. You've got Dota and LoL. Maybe Teamfight Tactics to some degree.
We need an Ixian decoder to access whatever is on this. And I have access to the resources of a great house.
I guess games like Apex and PUBG are also fairly popular. But again, you got to grind and practice. And do I really have the desire to do that? I don't know. How do you know, or how do I know you won't just run off with that thing?
Don't be concerned. I'll reach out when I have more information.
Yeah, Valorant's super hot right now. Like, it's right before CS2, which is crazy.
Honor. Besides, as a mystery, you rank right up there with this film. Parting with people is a sadness. A place is only a place.
I don't think there's any game that I've really truly excelled at. I think if I was going to highlight one that I was pretty good at, it was Terra. But that was because I put tons of time into it. I don't have that natural skill for these sorts of things. Oh, cultists. Imagine having that helmet.
It's the Masquerade. Going to try to draw them off. I'll make contact when I have the film decrypted.
Infidels! The lightning worm cannot be deceived. You will pay for your desecration in blood. After them. Do not let them
Yeah,
escape.
there you go. It's just practice. Time. Survive the assault. I'm pretty sure my gear is better than these nerds. Yeah. Enough stamina. Yeah, they can't even punch through my shield. That's hilarious. Come at me, bro.
There's someone here.
I've survived the assault, all right. Oh my gosh. Back in. Yeah, it used to be big in Mortal Kombat and stuff like that. I think if I was gonna spend time on a fighting game though, it'd probably be Street Fighter. I think there's a lot more opportunity there if you're gonna be sinking a bunch of time into stuff. Tekken's kind of number 2. Pretty much every NetherRealm game isn't worth sinking time into. I don't know if it's like the stigma around the games or if the games are just bad. But yeah, if you want to try to make money, you gotta stick to the Capcom fighters for the most part. Anime fighters have their niche, like the BlazBlues of the world, but they're lower tier 2. Yeah, the long tail support just isn't there. But I feel like part of that is the player's fault too. They just kind of move on. This being said, games like Injustice and whatever else were just dial-up combo games, which maybe isn't interesting enough. Too many 50-50s. How do I get out of this poop hole? I mean, being truly great at something is always a combination of like enjoyment factor and just baseline talent. And you can kind of fight against that natural talent piece by practicing. But that will only take you so far. RTSs are basically dead. StarCraft 2 is kind of the only one that matters. I suspect that most RTS players moved on to MOBAs. What the F? Get out of this hellhole. Can I just carve my way out? Yeah, but what's that one game that you'd focus on and has the longevity? Like even Monster Hunter, for example, only has a couple hundred people watching. Like, nobody cares. I guess MMOs would be the next natural element. So the tier list for MMOs is basically like World of Warcraft and World of Warcraft Classic. And then below that, it's Final Fantasy 14. Well, actually, I guess I should include old school RuneScape in that adventure, because I think technically it's number 2. And then number 4, I think, is ESO. Number 5 is Guild Wars. Let's head to base and return some of this blood. We're not that far away. I don't really want to go back in a hardcore MMO rating again, though. It's not healthy. I mean, it's fun crunching numbers and stuff. Lost Ark's problem is the monetization. It's very pay to win. Once Human's okay for what it is. I don't have any desire to play it anymore. It's a little too repetitive. I'm not a big fan of shooters. It's just not what I'm about. I played Throne and Liberty for a little while, but its combat didn't really hook me. In fact, I might even have it still installed. Why can't I extract water? I think I'm lagging again. The game has been really weird today. The survival aspect. I wonder if I got disconnected. Earlier today, I tried to get out of my Ornithopter. And it wasn't working. And then eventually what ended up happening was I ended up being warped backwards. And it put me out of my Ornithopter on top of it in the middle of the air. The Ornithopter just glided out of the sky and smashed into a wall. Yeah, okay. Server ordered player kick. My god, this game today. Oh, 166,000 ping. I think it might be time to play a different game for a little while. You want to see me playing Ghost Runner? Don't think I'd be particularly good at it, but one day. I do have it somewhere. Oh my god. Yeah, I have it. Like, if you look at my list of games, it's in there somewhere. I think I got disconnected again. What do we play? Do we play Starfield or do we play Monster Hunter? And the game just straight up locked up. Crash time. Yeah, that idea kind of intrigues me. Do I still have Throne of Liberty on here? No, I got rid of it. I'll try one more time. The game is just pooping itself to death here. I was really good at that stuff in Terra, but for some reason Monster Hunter just does weird things to me. I think part of it is just like the whole idea of pushing two buttons on a controller is weird to me. Dune, the Awakening. Why does it show that cutscene every time? I think the server's just dead. Yeah, the server is gone. We're on Siege Bakar, I think. It's like peak playing hours right now, I guess. Narbog. Man, I really like The Matrix. I've watched the first one like 15 times or something stupid like that. But they should have just called it quits at that point. I don't even mind games that are like that, like Advent Rising. The Matrix games are actually 100% awful. If you think Cyberpunk at launch was bad, my God. I did find the agent combat pretty funny because the agents were immortal. You could never kill them. Yeah, I haven't done the DLC in Cyberpunk, so it's definitely on the list of things to do. Okay, I think this server's just dead right now. So you're supposed to run from the agents, but it was like a kind of like a crappy fighting game. So if you were good enough, you could just pound on them forever. It was kind of funny. Cyberpunk's been collabing with a bunch of games? Yeah, they definitely have. Supposedly there's going to be new content for it soon. All right, maybe the server's alive now. That was weird. Why did that get dropped? I feel like this game has weird indexing issues, and then combined with latency, it does curious crap. Why are there so many thumpers? Stop storing bullets? Here, I'll just drop it on the ground, man. There, you happy? Now there'll just be containers everywhere. Yeah, it doesn't bother me. This sounds like a you problem, not a me problem. Let me go repair stuff. Wait, that wasn't it. Imagine using bullets. Bullet's salt factor is very high today. Okay. Good enough. So can I make death stills now? What's the point? I can. Which means in theory I should be able to grab corpses. Hi, Nakogo. This is like the one time we have basically more water than we need. This almost never happens. I should go and get more aluminum, I think. I don't know what these nerds need for more Ornithopter parts. It's probably just pure aluminum. Yeah, just aluminum. These particle capacitors too? Interesting. Don't give in, a bead. Wow, the buggy storage is getting wrecked. You're getting capacitors? Guess I'll do an aluminum run. Being the nice guy that I am. I don't even know if the community challenge is going to be met. Yeah, and imagine driving like a pleb. So I turned on the new lighting option and it looks a lot better. Wait, I should have enough skills for vehicle mining, I think. Yeah. May as well. How are you poor? You never spend your points. Maybe you're just not interacting enough. Breakfast time with friends. Imagine having friends. Enjoy the bougie life. I still haven't eaten my lunch. I'm gonna hold off as long as possible though. Gotta keep the weight loss going. Oh, I'm back down to 226. My body has made weird changes over the last month though. It's like going through puberty all over again. Driving the buggy around. Gonna have the time of my life. I guess I should grab those fuel cells. You need a lot of fuel cells. I guess I should collect a corpse too. It's new and exciting, right? Ugh. Man, nobody refuels the vehicles. I guess it's because I'm always doing it, so they don't need to. feel like I'm doing some sort of graffiti. Vandalism on Arrakis. Ah. Things are flying under your house. Oh, over your house. Yeah. It seems the world is getting more and more chaotic with every passing day. I don't envy you, man. People are losing it over nothing. You're gonna blow off your hand when you find something that hasn't detonated? You're gonna go scavenging, or you're just trying to find something you can take a picture of? So glad I don't need to worry about that crap. Good day, Suki. How's the weekend treating you? Oh god. If I was born in the Middle East, I'd be trying to get out. That's basically what my goal would be. So I could work. Oh, you're busy ripping off old people? Well, it's better to be employed than to be at home and not, so... Gotta grind. Yeah, taxes. Game's okay. I think I've sunk too much time into it. I'm probably burning out on some low level. I finally have an Ornithopter now though, so that's kind of cool, but we need to get Ornithopters for everybody. Alright, let's go murder somebody. Oh, I can pick up the body. Yoink. +1 corpse. How many corpses can I pick up? Oh, 75. Holy crap. It's huge. Man, when I got laid off last year, it changed my whole worldview. Yeah, I got a new place. within a couple of months, so it really didn't cost me anything other than anxiety. And then that place pissed me off, so I got a new place, and so far so good. Not enough water storage space. I can't deposit the corpse as a result. That's crazy. Oh, okay. We're gonna need this body soon anyway, so we'll put it here just for the minute. We're gonna blast more aluminum, which means we're gonna have a whole bunch of water space here soon. Yeah, the funny thing is that the layoff was probably one of the best things for me, because I ended up increasing my compensation by like 40% within a year, which is wild. I'm a lot more motivated now, I think. All right. This is actually super annoying. Yeah, I just needed a kick in the face, I think. I was just being too passive. I handed in my resignation letter, and it felt pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, frozen fruit's a million times cheaper here than the fresh stuff. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, so here fresh is the most expensive. Like Bloodblade refilled everything. Is Bloodblade storing fuel somewhere? I want to deposit more ammo though, just to mess with them. Use storing fuel. Okay. I don't eat a lot of fruit. More of a veggie guy these days. Apples are probably the most common thing that I eat right now in that food group. And then I have some orange juice. Yeah, I'm still a software developer. I will forever be a software developer, or maybe I'll get into management at some point, but that's not a high priority. Powered Software 2.0? I didn't work at Blizzard. Man, I knew what I wanted to be at 20. Which is good because a lot of people just don't know what they want to do, right? It's a struggle. I'm gonna get a crappy job at Blizzard just for streaming purposes. No, Pirate Software got big because he had those anecdotes and he made a whole bunch of shorts. I mean, just endless shorts, and then for whatever reason at some point he blew up. And I don't really know, but whatever. Something about the vibe, I guess. Maybe it's the ferrets. I guess releasing a game and being able to talk about it is good too. You get a whole bunch of those people looking to kind of do their own independent game too. Draws in that audience. No, gaming related professions are not, oh my god, are not a good way to stay sane. Plus the dude did wild stuff. Like he was up at, 4 a.m. or whatever, starting his stream up. Streaming in categories super early before anybody was up so you could get in that top slot. Die, please. Yeah, give me one of your corpses. Let's take the body. Give me the juice. I am the desert vampire. Can you imagine? It's not happening anytime soon. I'm just gonna stick with my 9 to 5. Yeah, it's pretty messed up, Abid. Makes you wonder how good that certification is if they can't sort out scheduling. Yeah, you're right, Suko. I should basically just quit my job and go streaming full time. That's the smartest decision ever. Man, I can't imagine taking that risk. Like, it's just wild. I mean, my plan is to retire. To call it a plan is maybe a bit much. My goal is to save up as much money as I can manage in the shortest amount of time while not going insane. I mean, really, I should just be like Ramir and really push the stock angle. Yeah, like I'd like to learn a few languages, spend more time on my guitar. There's all these things that I just don't make time for. You know, more of my own software projects, for example. Like, one of the main things is it's really hard to stay motivated when you program at work and then you try to like work on your own stuff and you feel like you're working, because you basically are, right? Like, for me, software started as a hobby, but then when I started doing it professionally, the amount of time I ended up doing it on my own really dropped. Is that somebody's base? I don't know. It's a POI. Like, I put a couple hours into the Twitch extension today. But it was a struggle to get started.
Let's go. I require backup.
Yeah, I used to for my YouTube channel, but I never really got any traction on any of my edited videos, so I just stopped. I don't know, I gotta do things more consistently if I really want to take that seriously. Like, put out a short every single day. But putting together shorts is actually a giant pain in the ass. Now, I've got a much better computer now, so maybe it'd be easier. A lot of the problem with editing was I was just constantly waiting for my PC to catch up. Oh boy. Okay, this kind of does what I wanted to do. No, I've got a Premiere Pro license. I just It just takes us such a long time to edit content. You can go on my YouTube channel and see some of my edited stuff. When you spend hours and hours doing it and there's no payoff, it's not very motivating. And I'm not even talking about paying off from like a money perspective, just paying off from a view perspective. Like there's literally 1 or 2 people who have gone through certain games and that's it. And I may not get it. People aren't really looking for those sorts of let's plays on YouTube, right? I think the other problem is I don't need to do it for a living. So that need to succeed isn't really there, which probably takes away from it. And I wasn't even doing any really fancy effects or anything. I was just cutting out crap and then, you know, pushing out there, and it still took hours. Whee! And one of these days, my suspensor thing is going to break. I am going to faceplant. Oh, that was awesome. I didn't even have to do anything. just cruise on in. All right, let's go here. You put too much stuff in there. I at least organize it and make sure that the playlist makes sense. I experimented with some of the AI tools, trying to improve my workflow. Like, what I was doing was I was converting my voice to text, and then trying to throw that through an AI and be like, hey, you know, given this transcript for these timestamps and whatever else, could you tell me what the most interesting points are that might make good short form content? And it would give me stuff, and it was just bad. You have to do it manually, or I've got to get disciplined enough to mark spots in my stream. Like, I got the text set up for it. In fact, I got a button where I can just mark stuff. But I'm never thinking about it in the moment. Alternatively, I've just got to drink more. Whenever I'm kind of drunk or just a little bit tipsy, things are way better. It's that social lubrication. Whenever something interesting happens, say a code word, just be like, clip that. I like pancakes. My fuel consumption just got a altitude. What the hell? Pineapples, yeah. Pineapple apple pen. Never end.
Empty.
Come over here, buddy. Feed it the Twitch chat? Well, I mean, that's another problem, I guess. I guess I could take the timestamps from Twitch chat, and if somebody's actually there and they react to it, it's got to be worth it, right? How many monitors do I work with? I have a dual PC setup. I've got 5 displays right now. I've actually got a 6th monitor that I haven't hooked up yet, because I haven't decided where I want to put it on my desk. God. Stamina is a hell of a drug. God. What do you mean OBS plugins? For what? So I've got chat and activity here. I've got my OBS display and my temperature monitors and stuff for my CPU. I've got a tablet down here, which is more like a budget Stream Deck. I've got another monitor here, but that's mostly for work purposes. And I've got yet another monitor, which is for another work thing. So I've got another display that I could put somewhere, and I've got a mount for it actually, but I think I'm gonna replace this vertical monitor with the other display. Oh yeah. Yeah, there's timestamping plugins and stuff like that. Like it's not a technical problem, it's a me problem. Like I said, I gotta try editing with the new machine, because the new machine is a million times more powerful than my old one. So it should make the editing experience a lot better. And maybe that'll be motivational in and of itself, because I won't have to wait for things to like render out quite the same amount of time. I think part of it is I don't know how to edit this kind of content either in a way that's kind of interesting. Like I can get rid of the dead time, which is kind of the first pass. Like any moment where I'm not talking is probably not super interesting, but then you've got to check the edges. You know, the before and afters. So that whole process, like even if I start with a pre-cut video where I've basically removed all the non-speaking parts, there's still a bunch of work that needs to be done, because I need to make sure that something didn't get missed. So yeah, that was my basic workflow. I'd start with a video, I'd get the transcript, and then I'd auto slice out the chunks that don't have any speech. And then I basically go to that chunk of whatever got cut, or what was left after the cut, and I'd see what it was about. And then I'd decide if I want to get rid of it or not. You can also look at the waveform from the audio, and usually if it's quiet, like really quiet, then there's probably not something going on either. So I started to automate that flow, but it also wasn't super accurate. I split audio from video, I do not know. So my microphone and all that stuff is muxed into the same video. I usually end up just downloading my YouTube videos because they're fairly high quality, and I edit from those. But if you wanted to do it properly, you'd separate all those audio tracks and then record them out. But my audio balance is okay, and I don't really want to go that far. I think I'm already pushing my streaming PC a little bit too much by having 3 streams as it is. Having yet another stream on top of it maybe isn't going to help me out a whole bunch. It would let me do 4K content right now because I only stream at 1440, right? I mean, once you have the data, it's fine. But I'm playing at 4K right now, and my capture card can capture at 4K. But how many people actually care about the content being 4K? And I don't know if YouTube gives you enough bitrate to actually have it display properly. Also, where the heck is the intelligence thing here? Like, getting big enough and making enough money where you can pay an editor to do all this stuff for you is major. Like, once you get to that point, it's almost impossible not to stay up on your content. What's up, Taxing? You waiting for me to play Monster Hunter? You're grinding rivals right now. Man, I am going in circles. EP. Identify yourself. My God. Yeah, it's major. Oop. I got the thing. Also, what the hell is all this? Spice sand. The smugglers. I fabricated like 4 of these wings. Why is it not triggered? I'm triggered. So I guess I succeeded. Yeah. Thanks, Suko. I like streaming, but I don't like it enough to dedicate my life to it. Especially when I got these people harassing me and taxing. This guy's still on the squash train. Oh, I get paid this week. Hell yeah. Get out of here, Data Basics. I pay an unbelievable amount of money in taxes. Like, if I didn't have to pay taxes, I could retire like a decade earlier. I am salary, yeah.
There's someone here.
I mean, you pay the same amount. My mother's maiden name is Potato. It's like, what was your first pet's name?
Who goes there?
I don't even know my own passwords. I use password managers to deal with this kind of crap. Two-factor auth everywhere. It's super annoying, but it's pretty secure. I don't have an SSN, man. I'm not American. Social security numbers, my god. Product is a line of potatoes. Okay. So we have a SIN number. It's basically the same thing. I have it memorized because I never want to take the card out ever. Our money's pretty awesome. It's plastic. It's different colored. So we got our $10 bill. I don't remember who the hell this chick is. I rarely have cash on me, but when I travel, I try to keep a little bit on me. It's got like transparent bits and whatever else. There's usually neat security features, like if you shine a light through it, it'll project onto the ground and whatever else. It's got braille on the side. And then you've got Queen Elizabeth. Of course, the green. It's kind of cool. The funny thing is, our $2 coins are almost identical to the 10 peso coin. But 10 pesos is worth like 25 cents or something like that. So some people will get pesos and they'll use them in the vending machines. And because they weigh basically the same, it counts as a $2 coin, at least as far as the machine is concerned. Canada makes a lot of the money for the rest of the world. I flexed like $30. That's 2 hours minimum wage. It's chump change. You're lucky to get lunch for that. Price of things is out of hand. Man, where the heck is this key card? Cost of living is insane. I'm still living in the same place. Like the first place I got when I moved out. my heterosexuality in this case. Everybody does have a price, but mine's higher than $30. Thanks for this sub, man. Here, let me do this so you don't have to spend money ever again. Here. Check out those things. It might be a little too high tech, but so I've got an ad guarding VPN on my phone. Let's pick a random streamer. Oh, a bead streaming. Haha. Mobile gang. I don't know if I ever get ads because of it. So basically all of my connections on my phone go through a local VPN and it filters a whole bunch of crap. So for the most part, I don't get blasted with stuff. Let's see if I can find somebody who will blast me with ads. I guess almost everybody runs enough ads so you don't get pre-rolls. App on the phone. Yeah, usually when I see the ad notification, I just stop doing everything. Da, 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 da. Fun and games. Well, that's a problem. If I could turn them off and still not have the pre-rolls, I would do it. But the pre-rolls are death. Oh. It's dangerous. I'm out. I use a paid one called AdGuard, but it was like a one-time lifetime purchase, so I was like, okay, that's fine. And honestly, it's been fine. I am a leaf on the wind. No, my kidneys are my own. This looks like some Harkonnen thing. Yeah, I make so little money off of ads that if I could just move them off with the pre-roll, I wouldn't even hesitate. And disable them immediately.
Reveal yourself.
What's it like being 7'6"? I'd rather be tall than short. There's so many weird advantages to come with being tall, but I wouldn't want to be as tall as taxing. My god.
Identify yourself.
I got wrecked.
Shields up. Someone's here. Shields on.
I guess I didn't turn on my shield when I left the Ornithopter. The shield is basically a requirement in order to play melee. Just have fun, man. Okay.
Reload.
Die.
The only problem is when I use this, I can't actually attack them. Oh.
Reload. I've got you covered.
Man, these guys are punchy. The fact that I have to do 2 slow hits to kill them is unbelievable. Oh, I guess I gotta pay attention.
I see someone.
What can I do with this ID band? That'd be cool. A Mark 5. Interesting. Might be worth taking. I think the one on the buggy is only a Mark 4. Yeah. Uh-oh. 245,000 ping. Servers are crapping themselves. I think the server died again. No, I still gotta finish Starfield and Doom Dark Ages. And get good at Monster Hunter. Yeah, the longsword, I'm awful. It's too big brain for me. Backpack's full. Why is this? What occupies the most volume? To the body? Alright, I can get bodies everywhere. I'm not even gonna bother. What is that? Assault Ornithopter engine. Interesting. I can't make them right now anyway, so I'm just gonna ignore it. Delicious corpses. Have I gotten all of the intel around here? Definitely haven't explored everything, but I'm okay with that. What am I missing then? That one, that one. Do I have everything that I can possibly get? I did not. That one's way out there. Oh, these ones too. Oh my god, I didn't do anything over here. Ah, the lag again. I really don't want to fly with this lag. Where's the closest safe place in general? I should have lunch at some point too. Alright friends, let's risk it for the biscuit. Balenciaga? Doesn't make any sense to me. The flying is really satisfying? I think it's kind of cool. Save fuel in exchange for drifting. So I have crashed earlier today because of the lag. I tried to get off of my Ornithopter because I thought it was landed, but then the game like teleported me back and had me leave the Ornithopter while it was flying midair. The Ornithopter doesn't take any damage. I can smash it straight into a wall and it's irrelevant. All right, here. Like it doesn't matter at all. Like it just isn't important. I've already experimented with this. Like, all that happens, like, you don't even get durability loss from it. Like, there's no reason to have big balls when there are no balls required. So this is a problem right now, actually, because the end game is the deep desert, and I actually haven't gone there yet. But the deep desert is 100% PvP. But the PvP meta right now is Goomba stomping people with Ornithopters because they don't take any damage. Look at that nerd Bloodblade. That's probably a Bloodblade. Wow, nice piloting skills. Look at this guy. I want to get that cutter ray off of there. Actually, I need to repair it first. Let's do that. Oh, I can't because of that. All right. Well, that's fine for now, either way. It's a little mangled. It's not the end of the world. What do I drive in real life? An Elantra. It's 2012 or 2013, somewhere around there. Drive a minivan? The Elantra was the least expensive vehicle that I could sit properly in without having to hunch down. That was it. That was my entire thing. I was like, I just don't want to be Quasimodo in my own friggin' vehicle. F-150 2020 dual turbo. Man. I have never needed a truck. Those Mavericks are kind of funny looking though. I kind of like them in a weird way. You have rental property, man. Living the dream. This guy's a hustler. Yeah, I can imagine doxing. All right, I think I'm gonna give Dune a break a little bit. I'm gonna go grab some lunch. And then we're either going to play Starfield or Monster Hunter. One of the two. Should be good. I gotta get Starfield off my plate for sure. All right, thanks for hanging out. I will see you in about an hour, I guess. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the weekend.